Hello friends, let's balance one more net ionic equation, that is the redox reaction for hydrogen peroxide and iron 2 ion to form iron 3 ion and water. This reaction takes place in acidic medium. Let's balance this equation by ion electron method, or we can say half reaction method. I have noted down the changes taking place in the redox reaction. One change is Fe2 plus becomes Fe3 plus. The next change is hydrogen peroxide becomes water. That once again I have written the changes. Hydrogen peroxide becomes water. And the next change is Fe2 plus becomes Fe3 plus. So these two off reactions, first of all we need to balance separately. Let's balance. Hydrogen peroxide. In hydrogen peroxide, 2 oxygen atoms are present. 2 oxygen atoms. But in water, only one oxygen atom. Only one oxygen atom. Therefore, we need to balance the oxygen atom by adding one more water molecule on the right hand side. So that I am adding now. One more water molecule is to be added on the right hand side in order to balance the oxygen atom. Now after the addition of this water, the right hand side, the total number of hydrogen, here 2 hydrogen atoms are there and here another 2 hydrogen. So total 4 hydrogen atoms are present on the right hand side. But at the left hand side, only 2 hydrogen atoms are there. So we need 2 more hydrogen atoms. So in order to balance the hydrogen atoms on the right hand side, what has to be done? We need to add 2 hydrogen ions on the left hand side. So that I have added now. 2 hydrogen ions are added on the left hand side to balance the hydrogen atoms on the right hand side. Now we can check the charges of the equation. The first off reaction, we can check the charges. The charges, here what's that? Hydrogen ion 1 positive charge and it has a coefficient 2. Therefore 2 times this 1 positive charge. So the result will be plus 2. Hydrogen peroxide, this is a neutral compound, therefore no charge. The right hand side, both are water molecule, they are neutral compound, therefore there's no charge. There's no charge. So when we check the charges, the right hand side 0, the charge is 0, but the left hand side the charge is plus 2. And here this reaction, we can notice that hydrogen peroxide becomes water. That is, in hydrogen peroxide 2 oxygen atoms are present, but in water only 1 oxygen atom. Therefore in this change, what takes place? Loss of oxygen takes place. Loss of oxygen is reduction. So this off reaction is reduction reaction. This off reaction is reduction. So in the reduction reaction, what happens about the electrons? There is a gain of electron takes place at reduction. So in order to balance the charges, what has to be done? To balance the charges, here the left hand side plus 2 charges are there, but the right hand side 0. So in order to make both the charges equal, we need to add minus 2 to the left hand side. If you are adding minus 2 to the left hand side, both the sides the charges will be equal. That minus 2 refers to 2 moles of electrons. So 2 electrons we need to add on the left hand side. That I am adding now 2 moles of electrons. Now the reduction of reactions, we have balance. All the atoms are equal, all the charges also equal on both the sides of the equation. The next off reaction is the oxidation of reaction. This is the oxidation of reaction, that is the conversion of Fe2 plus becomes Fe3 plus. This oxidation, here we can say that the oxidation number 2 plus, here the oxidation number 3 plus, increase in oxidation number, therefore this is oxidation. This oxidation reaction, what about the change of electrons? Loss of electron takes place. Okay, here the atoms on the left hand, both the sides the atoms are equal. One ion and here also one atom of iron. So both the sides the atoms are equal. But the charges, when we check, the charges, the left hand side, the charge is plus 2, but the right hand side the charge is plus 3. And this oxidation reaction, in oxidation reaction what takes place? Loss of electron takes place. The loss of electron needs to be represented on the right hand side of the equation. And here if we are adding minus 1 to the right hand side, then the charges will be equal on both the sides. The left hand side the charge is plus 2, but the right hand side the charge was plus 3. So if we add minus 1 to this right hand side, the result will be plus 2. Then both the sides the charges will be equal. That minus 1 refers to 1 electron. That 1 electron we need to add to the right hand side of this oxidation of reaction. But as per the rule, how many electrons are lost and how many electrons are gained? Both must be same. The number of electrons gained and the number of electrons lost must be equal in a redox reaction. But here the number of electrons gained is 2 electrons. But the number of electrons lost is only 1 electron. Therefore, in order to make the electron equal, the number of electron equal, this oxidation of reaction has to be multiplied by 2 times. So the whole equation we need to multiply by 2 times. So if we multiply 2 Fe2 plus, 2 Fe2 plus and 2 Fe3 plus, we will get that, and 2 electron. That and the first equation, reduction of reaction also, once again we need to write it, and after multiplication this oxidation of reaction also needs to be written. Then we can add both the equations. That we can do it at the next page. Here already I have noted the equation. This is a reduction of reaction. The reduction of reaction, the same what we have got, I have written here. 2 electron, 2 hydrogen ion, hydrogen peroxide gives 2 moles of water. Similarly, this oxidation of reaction also we have multiplied by 2 times. So now we can add both the off reactions together. These two off reactions we are adding together. So while we are adding the rule, what is that? The same substance on the opposite side needs to be cancelled. So when we check that, 2 electrons are present on the first equation on the left hand side and 2 electrons present on the right hand side of the second equation. So these will be cancelled. Any other substance, same substance present on the opposite sides? No. Now remaining substances, that is remaining reactants, we need to write as it is. That is both the equations, the reactants we need to add together. Similarly, the products also, what are left out in the products of both the equation, that we need to add together. Accordingly, the right and left hand side, hydrogen peroxide is left out. That hydrogen peroxide is written here. Then in the second equation, what's that? 2 moles of Fe2 plus are left out. 2 moles of Fe2 plus. So that we need to write 2 moles of Fe2 plus. Next, what else is left out at the left hand side? 2 moles of hydrogen ion. 2 moles of hydrogen ion are left out. That we need to write on the left hand side. That is 2 moles of hydrogen ions. 2 moles of hydrogen ions. So the left hand side we have completed. The left hand side we have completed. 2 moles of ion, 2 ion, hydrogen peroxide, 2 moles of hydrogen ion. Now the right hand side, what are the things left out we need to write? Here what's that? 2 moles of water. 2 moles of water. And here what's that? 2 moles of iron 3 ion. That we need to write it here. That is 2 moles of iron 3 ion and 2 moles of water. Now the equation is balance. The balance equation is 2 moles of hydrogen ion plus 1 mole of hydrogen peroxide plus 2 moles of iron 2 ion gives 2 moles of iron 3 ion and 2 moles of water. Thank you so much for watching. Please do subscribe, comment and share.